I always find it funny when we hear our peers talk about the status quo.
Yes.
But if you looked behind the curtain on how they run their business, the status quo defines the way they do it. Kareem, you and I are coming together in 2023 to help develop better producers and better leaders in the insurance industry. We call it the black and white truth of benefit advising, but it extends far beyond benefits. And one of the problems we see in the industry today is a lack of diversity, but probably not the diversity most people think of.
Absolutely. In this case, Andy, we're talking about diversity of thought. When we think about diversity of thought and we think about growing agencies today, no longer can we have the old pale, male, stale opportunity that exists. We've got to open this thing up, man.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, when people heard the word diversity, we know exactly where they went to. And there is truth. We don't have enough females in the industry.
Correct.
We don't have enough minorities in the industry. However, what we're talking about today is a diverse thought process that we need to have exist in this industry. I always find it funny when we hear our peers talk about the status quo.
Yes.
And they use that phrase to win business, talking about the status quo in the health insurance, healthcare industries. But if you looked behind the curtain on how they run their business, the status quo defines the way they do it.
Absolutely. And a lot of the challenges there exist because there's no diversity of thought. They don't have other leaders outside of themselves coming to the table, providing other opportunities to think about things different vantage points, different viewpoints. And we've got to talk about that. If we think about how agencies are growing today and we look at how the energy is changing across the country, if we talk about it from an ethnicity standpoint, we talk about it from a sexuality standpoint, we can talk about it from a number of different vantage points. If we don't have people here that represent those populations, we lose that diversity of thought.
You know, it hit home for me earlier last year. I was doing a workshop at a large insurance company in the industry. And I won't lie, when I got hired to do the workshop, I had my fears of, I wear a ponytail today. I wear a man bun, right? This isn't the way the industry does. I almost went and got my hair cut. But when I got to the headquarters and I started my workshop, and I realized nobody in that room cared how I looked. What they cared with was what was coming out of my mouth. What impact was I having on their team? And that's all that mattered.
Absolutely.
We've talked about people who have tattooed arms, people who, again, have a different color, a different sexual orientation. It doesn't matter.
Right.
It's about bringing that diversity of thought to your organization. At the end of the day, everybody who works for you is a personal brand.
Hey, Andy, I have hair envy. I mean, when you think about this thing, I'd love to have a man bun, and I don't have it. But what I bring to the table is I'm going to talk about folks that are represented with no hair. And so when you think about the diversity of thought there and think about what we're trying to do is grow the agency, it's been proven that diversity of thought leads to greater profitability in agency.
And here's the problem we want to solve. One of the things that bothers me more than anything is to watch a young, energetic advisor come into the industry.
Yeah.
And then 2 years down the road, I have a conversation with that producer, and he or she is dejected.
Yeah.
Because nobody's helping them out. Nobody trained them. And we lost a really good producer. We lost, a great future leader who's now off to sell payroll, copiers, you name it, because nobody helped them develop in this industry. So what are we doing? Oh, go ahead.
Well, and I think what you also have to look at with that is that they were not heard. They were sitting at a table where they brought a diverse thought to the table, and yet agency owners say the same thing. We don't do it this way here in our agency. And so we've got to get agency owners to think differently about how they want to attract, how they want to retain, and how they want to actually have profitability and growth within their agency.
Absolutely. So here's what Kareem and I are going to do to solve it. We are bringing a series of workshops to the insurance industry. So if you're an independent agency, a large insurance company, or a partner to the industry, we want to help you out. We want to bring our workshop to your organization so that you can help develop your producers to win in 2023, and you can help develop a new level of leadership within your organization so you can continue to grow on into the future. How can they reach out to us, Kareem?
Well, I think the best way for them to reach out is either Andy Neary and or Kareem Cade on LinkedIn. We're both available there. Reach out to us such that we can come out and speak to your organization about diversity of thought.
This is the time to level up. Everything has changed forever, so the way you develop your producers and leaders has to do the same. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video. If you enjoyed the content, please subscribe to the channel and share with your friends so that we can continue our mission with sharing the black and white truth.